Why are confident people fearless? The truth is, they are not. Even the greatest athlete has fear right before a big game. The best salespeople also have fear when they're giving a presentation in front of a large audience. The best CEO also has fear when he has to make major company decisions. But confident people embrace fear while most other people run in the opposite direction. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Sean Christian, physician, author, entrepreneur, and founder of Confidenceiatry. Like most people, every time I encountered a fearful situation, I end up running in the opposite direction. Using my understanding of the mind and human body, not only was I able to unlock my true potential, build confidence, and embrace fear, but I have helped many people overcome fear, anxiety, and build their self-confidence. In this video, we are going to talk about how to overcome fear and build confidence. But before we do that, I want to tell you that we are constantly posting a lot of helpful information on this YouTube channel. So if you haven't already done so, then hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified when new videos are released. If you comment below and let me know that you subscribed, I will personally respond to each and every one of you and welcome you to our YouTube channel. We have all experienced a time where fear has stopped us from doing something. Whether it was to ride a roller coaster, go to a haunted house, online dating, or giving a presentation in front of a large audience. Fears are real, and they can cause a lot of stress and anxiety and affect someone's confidence. When I'm talking about fears, I'm talking about the ones related to lack of self-confidence, such as fear of rejection, fear of failure, and fear of being criticized. I am not addressing things that are life-threatening or phobias, such as fear of being robbed at gunpoint, fear of the dark, or fear of insects. Those things would require external intervention by a licensed professional. Think about a time where fear stopped you flat in your track. How did you feel? What ran through your mind? How did you deal with it? I want you to understand that some fear is good. It is a natural response to a real or perceived threat. One of many jobs our mind has is to protect us from danger. Imagine if you were standing on a large skyscraper on the rooftop and you're looking down without any railings. Or if you were in a jungle and you see a tiger. Our mind immediately gets to work to warn us that we might be in a situation that might be harmful to us. Successful, confident people see fear as a motivating factor because they know it isn't the fear that is the actual problem. It is a reaction that someone has to the fear that becomes problematic. People who overcome fear view it as a position of power because they are the ones who are taking risks and taking action while their competition is scared out of their mind to even do anything. This gives them the edge and it motivates them to do more than everybody else. Once you change the way you think, you can control your emotions, your reactions, and your decisions, thereby also control your fear. The key to overcoming fear is to face it as fast as possible without even giving yourself time to be afraid. If you second guess your decision and you don't take action, you will later end up regretting the decision. Confident people take action as fast as possible. Even if the decision was wrong, they don't continue to think about it. They learn from their mistake and move on. Fear is most often a result of a negative thought or worry of something that may happen. Most of the time, the fear never even transpires. Yet, we end up wasting so much time worrying about the what ifs. The next time you encounter a fear, try to replace it with an empowering thought or positive affirmation. Most people believe that fear is an emotional response. The truth is, there is also a physical response that is also involved. When a situation is frightening, it is a stressful situation and people experience the fight or flight response to get them out of danger from a real or perceived threat. The adrenal glands produce the hormones adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones trigger a chain reaction that results in physical symptoms. Some symptoms include increased heart rate, rapid breathing or shortness of breath, nausea, sweating and chills, and trembling muscles. The reason you experience these symptoms is that the fight or flight response turns off non-essential functions such as gastrointestinal and urinary systems and heightens essential functions such as eyesight, heart rate, and blood pressure, which allows you to escape a real or perceived threat. If you interview any skillful professional speaker, you will often find out they weren't born confident. They too experienced stage fright, nervousness, profuse sweating, and anxiety right before they had to stand up and give a speech in front of a large audience. So you might be asking yourself, how did they overcome their stage fright? The answer is simple. It is exposure. The more they expose themselves to the situation, their mind gradually realized that the situation they were in is not actually life-threatening. And all the symptoms of the stage fright, the nervousness, profuse sweating, and anxiety gradually subsided. By using this method, you're disciplining yourself to do things you fear, and eventually that fear will cease to exist. Sometimes traumatic events from our past causes intolerable fear in us, and we can't deal with the situation. This is okay. When you're ready to deal with the situation, you can use a mental exposure technique. This is where you visualize you are in that situation and you are confidently dealing with that situation until you get the desired result. You continue to use this technique until you're confident enough to face the situation and fear in real life. While I know that this is easier said than done, it is by far one of the best ways to deal with traumatic fears. Here, I'm going to give you a 3-step process to help you deal with most fears. 1. Analyze the fear. What triggered this fear? What is the worst that could happen if I had this outcome? Could I carry on with my life if the worst case scenario happened? 2. Timing. The best time to act is when you feel fear rather than when you are unafraid. 3. Act. Once you analyze the source of your fear, you can figure out a way to address this fear. By using this 3-step process, it will help you understand your fears and allow you to take action. Additional exercises. Here are 2 more exercises you can use to work on your fears and build your confidence. 1. Keep a fear journal. When you feel fearful about something, write it down in your journal. Be as specific as possible. For example, rather than saying I have a fear of public speaking, say I have a fear of speaking in front of people because. Once you write down the fear, then write down all the outcomes that could possibly occur if you were to take the action regardless of the fear. For example, what are all the things that would happen if I got up and gave a speech in front of this group of people? Maybe the entire audience stands up clapping their hands and cheering. Maybe you only get an applause. Maybe you got booed off stage. Next, for each of the outcome above, go back and ask 2 questions for each of the outcome. 1. What is the worst that would happen if I had this outcome? 2. Would I be able to live on with my life if the worst happened? If you were honest with yourself answering the questions, there will be only a very rare occasion you will find an outcome so bad where you will be unable to live a normal life. 2. Burn it. You may know Bruce Lee as a famous martial artist or a movie star, but did you know that Bruce Lee was also a comedian, philosopher, and a master of personal development? This is a technique he used to destroy fears. He visualized writing his fears on a piece of paper and setting fire to it. As the fears burned to ashes, he visualized letting the fears go. Conclusion. It is important to remember that most of the time we are our own source of the fear and not the actual situation we are in. Sure, fear may be a reaction to something that has happened around us or from our past experiences, but the feeling of fear and its symptoms emerges from within you. Remember, you created it, so you could take it away. As your brain sees that the fear is not a real life-threatening threat, your fear will go away and your confidence will start to increase. Overcoming fear does wonders in boosting confidence. Now, with your new changed perception of the new future, make sure you continue to take action as you assure yourself that no matter what the outcome is, you are confident that you can deal with it and make it through it. Once again, we are always posting helpful content, so if you have not already done so, then hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified when new videos are released. If you comment below that you subscribed, I will respond to each and every one of you and welcome you to this channel. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter at Confidenceiatry.